Oh, sorry.
I guess
All
so,
right,
technically.
call the executive meeting to order for April 7th, my daughter's birthday. Wahoo!
Oh.
And yesterday was my birthday. She
Wow,
missed
happy
my
late
birthday by
birthday.
3 hours.
Yes.
We almost had the same birthday. So anyway, we'll get started with our meeting, and we need to call the roll, Miss Jamie.
All right. We have Peggy Ralph.
Right here.
Casey's not here. I'm here. Andrea's not here. Nicole and Kate are.
Okay, great. Okay, public comment. I don't believe we have any. And we need to approve.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
What's that? You found something?
Casey's in the attendees. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
I looked up and saw it sitting there.
Aha.
So she will be here in just a moment. I wonder why she came in that way. Oh, well, we got her.
Okay, good.
I like that. I like your picture, Casey.
Oh no.
Oh, I thought my video was on. Present.
That's funny.
Were you waiting long, Casey?
Oh, now you're quiet. Can't
You're
hear
muted. You're muted. You're muted. You're having a.
Kept raising my hand.
You're raising now you're muted.
Usually I notice those things, so I'm sorry. Next time, shoot me an email real quick.
That's funny. Okay, well, we called the order. We did the roll call. So Casey's now here. And we need to approve the minutes for the last meeting in March 3rd. Is there anyone who would like to make a motion to approve our minutes?
Sure, I will. I'll make a motion.
Okay,
I'll
Kate.
second.
Thank you, Jamie. Okay, so our business is approved for those minutes. Then we
You
have.
got to vote. You forgot to ask for a vote.
Oh, I'm sorry. I always forget that. I'm sorry.
It's
I need to
okay.
ask for a vote to approve the minutes. Everybody approve?
Yeah, you can do that.
Aye, raise hand. Okay, we
Perfect.
got it. All right, so the next one is old business, and we're going to be talking about our executive retreat here, 21st retreat plans. I have our notes from the last time. I did think of a couple things that I thought we might want to try with our retreat. We were trying to figure out Adam Paul, when he was going to be available. Is he going to be for the whole
Yes.
thing, or?
No, I did hear back from him. He plans on being there to do his thing and leave when done. And he said any questions in advance is great, but he's also good at fielding them on the fly. So
Okay.
it's worth asking people if they want to send them to me ahead of time, or to you and me, whatever you want to do. But
Okay.
I can get them to them that way. So
Okay, so far I have the call to order, the roll call. Then we're going to introduce our guests, which we have our Miss Harrison is going to be there, Karen. She's agreed to be there, and the mayor. So we can let those guys go first, so they don't have to stick around for the rest of the meeting. That'll help them. So once we're done with that, we'll start with our icebreakers and go around and talk with everybody. I thought instead of me doing a 30-minute talk, which our time is limited, and we were talking about if we go 2 or 3 minutes per person, we could eat up every inch of time and not be able to make it through our 2 hours. So I thought what I would do is I'd introduce my box, and that would be kind of the start of our icebreaker. If you're okay with that, Jamie, what's in your box?
Yeah. So you would do that, but like you'd be the first person to introduce yourself and do that
Right.
part.
Exactly.
Cool.
And I'll send Bruce my couple of slides. There's not much on the slides. There's maybe 2 or 3. And it's called What's in Your Box. And what I say in my box is I mention everything that I bring to our committee in my box. My box is personal to me. It's what I have. It's who I am. It's my family. It's, my faith. It's my job, what kind of job I have. It's the concerns that I have in the community, and why I'm here, what kind of talent I have, what my concerns are. Mine are water and crime are the 2 biggest concerns I have in my community. And so I would like people to go around and say, what's in your box? If I gave my box to you, would you like my box, or would you rather have your box? You have things in your box, and maybe your concerns aren't the same as my concerns, and maybe your things aren't the same, but maybe we can find common ground to work together on the committee of things that we can do together. So that's kind of what the box is about. It's recognizing that we all, our diversity, we're all different. we all have different things that we like, but we don't know each other very well. So that's why we need to go around and introduce each other, say who you are, why you're on the committee, what you do. And so I'm going to start by being the example of the box and what I bring, and let everybody else do theirs. So it could take a few minutes for them to do that. And then we'll need a timer because, some people can go a long time. So we can't go over the time that we have.
Yeah, we just need to set what's a goal time, or what's the timer for each person? Is it 2 minutes?
Exactly. So maybe we can
1
sit,
minute?
go squeak, squeak when the time's up. I get a little duck and go, okay, your 3 minutes are up. So yeah, just, it doesn't have to be anything long or anything, but I'll be the example. And we'll talk about our box and then move on. And that should take up most of our time. The last thing we wanted to do, Bruce has been working really hard. I can't believe how much he's scoured the whole city to find things for everybody. And he's pretty much done it. I mean, if he doesn't have enough for everybody, it looks like he does. Now we just have to figure out how we're going to get that to everybody. I remember at Christmas, they had us come to the office and pick stuff up. And
That's
so,
what I was
Are
thinking
you
as
talking
well.
about prizes? Or
Yeah, door prizes,
gifts?
however you guys
Oh,
want
God,
to do it.
yeah.
exactly. And
Uh,
I thought it would be fun to put them in a bag and just like everything has a number. Say you have, I don't know if there were shirts or socks that I saw.
there's
all-
both. There's
Let's say
both.
there's socks are number 1. And we, in a fishbowl, we have like 1 through 6 or 1 through 7, however many items we have. And they pick out the item and they get whatever's in that group. That sounds simple enough. Then you don't have to bag everything, box everything up. We can put it in the fishbowl and say, okay, items 1 through 8, 1 through 9, whatever he ends up with. You reach in the bowl, pick out a number, and you get whatever corresponds with that. Does that sound easy, Bruce?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I just forwarded the picture to the rest of you. I sent to
Okay, good.
Peggy that kind of shows the assortment.
That's
And
great.
there's still more coming. The stuff from parks. I keep saying parks, they're community resources.
Right.
And Robert and ED promised me a box of stuff, is what he said.
Wow.
If you look at the one picture, that is a spatula for grilling, and it actually has Lakewood Police on the handle and an agent's badge in the metal that you flip with.
That's cool.
It's pretty cool. They're like, these are dumb. I'm like, heck no, bring them over.
That looks pretty cool, actually. I think
So
people like that.
yeah,
So
tell me how
that's-
many bags or how many groups of items you want, and I'll make sure we get them
Okay.
set up.
However you want to do it. I'll let you decide. I don't want to be, too detailed on that. Whatever works for you. If you think a group of, 10 different groups is easier, 7, I don't care. However you want to do it, and just put the numbers in a bowl so that as they pull them out, whatever they get out of that group that you've created. So
Okay.
that should help. Does that make good sense?
No, I'm with you. Who's pulling the numbers? How do you want that? Because I
Well,
mean,
when, let's say I'm one of the committee members and I come in to the office and I put my hand
I
in the
see.
fishbowl and I
see.
pull out number 2. And so whatever you've put in a bag for number 2, I get to
gotcha.
pick from that bag.
Okay,
Whatever.
so you're gonna like draw names at the meeting to tell them they got selected to go in and get a bag. Is that what you're thinking?
No, I think there's enough for everybody to go in and get a bag. Don't
Do
you
you?
So
think?
they would all go in, but like they would all go in one at a time and draw a number when they show
Yeah.
up.
And make
Okay.
sure they're invited to go to the office. I think you have 30 gifts there, don't you? Or close?
Oh yeah, probably, especially when I get stuff from Robert and
That's why I said, so everybody gets something. So everybody gets something, just go to
Okay.
the office, draw a number out of the fishbowl or whatever bowl you end up with, and choose from whatever bag you create.
Is there a certain time or date range you want to put on that so Bruce isn't, or so the group isn't?
we are the, you know what, actually, yeah, we're open on April 19th, so we'll be open. They can just come in anytime, and we always are staffed anyways because of answering the phone. So yeah, they can just come in. I'll just let my staff know that we'll be having
Okay,
LAC members coming in and how we'll handle that.
that's
So,
pretty much how we did it for Christmas, and then we were just handed a
fine.
present.
yeah, I
next
saw some of those, so no
Yeah.
worries.
So that was really nice and everybody liked that. So I think that's cool. I'm so excited that you took that and just ran with it. I'm really excited that everybody gets something. New members don't understand, what we've done in the past, so I think this will work just fine. I know one of them said that they would actually run them out to somebody, and I don't think we should offer that. I don't think we want to drive around the city and offer stuff. Let's let them come in unless anybody else feels differently. So, okay. All
Well,
right.
if there's a few people that say, well, it's okay, I don't need the door prize, then they don't come in and they don't get the prize, but
Right. They
no
just-
harm, no foul.
And we just save it for something else that we need it for. Great. Okay, well, for me, that's pretty much what I want to go over. The last thing we want to do is the brainstorming for 2021. The brainstorming ideas is, there was, I brought up something that somebody told me they wanted the LAC to address. And I didn't know if it was something that we should address, but we brought it up anyway. They would like to have a group, a citizens task force for the police department.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's something we should research, or if it's something that belongs with us, or if it's, I don't know.
Let me get direction on that for you. Who brought it up? Was it one of the LAC members? Is that what you?
Actually, no, it was a city council member.
Oh, then it was Springsteen, if I had to guess.
Good guess. Really
Well, I've
good.
been here 4 months, but I've learned.
I do
Okay,
know
there
there's
you go.
support in LAC for that. I know there's people that want to review the handbook.
Okay.
Maybe take out the trigger words. If a woman is hysterical, take out those words from the manual.
Right, gotcha. Okay, well, we'll do some research on that, Bruce, and we'll kind of hem and haw. It could be part of our brainstorming session, if we'll talk about it, if it ends up. I like the idea that Jamie brought up of a whiteboard to have a parking lot, which I think is hugely important.
Oh, yeah,
so
I was
we
gonna
have-
say we could do that for Project Brainstorm too.
Yeah,
If the Zoom account
needs to
allows
be-
it.
The
Yeah,
brainstorming
there's-
needs to have a parking lot.
Let me try it real fast.
Well, I'm on the webinar, but check it.
Here, I'll
Okay.
just try and do it real fast.
Okay.
You guys see a whiteboard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so,
Okay.
it's one of these things where I can be like,
Mhm. Right.
oh, it's not letting me type. Oh, there it
There it
goes.
goes.
Okay, I was like. The only problem is when you misspell, everybody sees it, right? And then it's, if myself or someone wants to be the recorder, people could
Right.
shout stuff up and
Well, something.
then we just keep adding it.
I was at a meeting and one of the leaders was talking, and something I had forgotten about. I haven't had to do a lot of these large group meetings before. Gosh, in like 10 years, I guess is the last time I did them. And one of the things they said was so effective is that their presentation didn't work. Their PowerPoint was not coming up. And so they just got a whiteboard and started writing out what they were talking about, drawing whatever they needed to draw, and people paid huge attention to it. They were all glued in. It's like, that might be interesting.
Yeah, and you could ask people to, if we got 20 ideas up there, you could say, okay, now go to the black bar, and if you can annotate, click on stamp and put a star next to the ideas,
Right.
2 stars or something.
So I'm trying to make it, if we can make it interactive with people to be able to, pay attention, and when it's their turn, or if they have an idea or something's going on, that we can go back and forth. I like that a lot. Oh, cool.
Now we're just goofing around.
I almost thought about drawing my box up there and just going for that, but I don't want to take up that much time in that. So I think I'll just go with the slide that I've got. So that'll work.
And then we can save this image. So
Okay.
if I click save right now, it'll save it to an image file, and I wonder if you got a notification, Bruce. Usually the person's account that it is will immediately share maybe it did save on my computer.
Oh, hey, look, there's an email
It
from
did.
Casey. She was here at 5:57. Sorry,
Poor
Casey.
Casey.
It's like, hello.
Right when you were, I was like, I'm here.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to do like a word cloud, people put their
Oh, by
right?
the way, there's tons of those word clouds online that I think you can use for free if that's something you want to do. I did research it.
Okay,
But you have to
Well,
plan ahead with your
You have to do
poll.
it ahead.
Yeah, you have to
Mhm.
set up your poll and things like that. So
okay, so if we were to set up a poll, now I've done polls, I like polls, they're kind of fun. What questions would we be asking if we we're doing the brainstorming session? What poll questions do we want
What
to
do,
ask?
what do we want to know?
That's right. For brainstorming, I don't want to stop the creativity. There's people out there thinking stuff that I'm not thinking. So I don't know how to pull that into a poll.
Is it more like the topic or the issues you kind of what you said about your box? Or is it more something
Um,
else?
well, no, brainstorming is what have we not covered under the LAC? And I'm thinking, Bruce, have you sent that list that we have, the spreadsheet that has everything that's been covered by the LAC that we have on the spreadsheet from like 19?
to the whole LAC?
Yeah, have we sent it to everybody?
Probably not.
I would like to do that. And maybe in that email, this is for the retreat. And what I'd like to do is not repeat the past. And we can't repeat, go something new if we don't know what the past was. So I know Karen's going to come on and talk about the past and some of the stuff we've already covered and things. So our brainstorming session can be a little more productive when we're not covering stuff we've already covered. So that's why we need that list.
So my only comment about not covering the past is I know
Okay.
diversity committee did cover the past because
Mhm.
diversity and all of the demographics are constantly changing, as well as culturally or socially speaking,
Mhm.
that concept is changing. So I think it is worth it to visit the past, whether it's changing community gardens, maybe revisiting it is good because people are more amenable with the pandemic. From what I read, gardening as a hobby has increased. So
Right.
maybe people want it now. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because we're still waiting on community gardens, that 2.0.
Yeah.
And maybe we need to relook at that. Maybe it's something we need to go back and say, well, have we checked on everything that we, what COVID has changed?
Hey.
Because a lot of things have chosen. Go ahead, Kate.
Oh, I was going to say, it actually came up in our last neighborhoods meeting to maybe revisit and do a Veterans Memorial 2.0 now that they've advertised what's already out there. So maybe there's a way to
Okay.
look at what we've done before and see how to build on it, not repeat the same research, but build on past research.
Okay, so maybe in Bruce's email, when he sends it out and says, here is what we've done in the past. Here's everything that LAC's been involved in. In our brainstorming session, is there anything you'd like to revisit? How about that? I like it. You guys are great. Good. See, you have more brain than I have, or different brain, obviously. So I'm thinking, wow. I didn't want to revisit, but then I think you're right. I think there are things that maybe we could do the next step. Maybe is there a next step after something with the 2.0 kind of things? That's good. But if you don't know the list and you haven't looked at it, it's a good thing for them to research and look at. I know Karen was telling me all the things that she had worked on, and I had no idea that she'd worked on them. So
Yeah, and I think, the going through that list too would hopefully spur ideas too. So both, what do you think we should revisit, or what ideas has this spurred?
very good.
Frame the,
Okay, so I think that would make a very effective brainstorming session. And we do have limited time. We maybe only have 30 minutes for that. But hopefully, do you think in May we might be able to go in person again, Bruce? What do you think? I just heard we kind of backed up on our number. We're yellow and now we're back again. So as of Friday, I guess.
Yeah, I know Jeffco said no masks outside. I don't know. I don't think anyone feels comfortable yet doing an inside thing,
Okay.
especially with 25-ish people. Chambers is big, but I don't know. I mean, I can always ask.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I wonder if, yeah, we were talking about the chambers. That gave me an idea, because if we meet down at where council meets, we could spread way out.
What about outside?
That's a,
There's outside too. You could definitely
it's
do
May.
that.
Weather is improving,
outside.
so it would be
It'll
terrific
be-
to be
between the
outside.
buildings. They go out in that garden area because there's tables and stuff out there. Okay, I mean, yeah, I'd like to try to do something if we can to start
Oh.
getting back, together a little bit and seeing each other.
As far as outdoors, I would say, yeah, definitely. If Jeff Cole lifted the band, then yeah, we can do
Okay.
that for sure. So we have to watch the band, of course, and see if that.
Right. Well, if not, we're still on a Zoom
Flip-flops.
call, but maybe we can start going, okay, if this happens in May, we'll come and meet in person and do our hour ahead of meeting with our teams broken out and then do the regular meeting. But then, yeah, if that gets canceled, we just say, okay, Zoom call again and back and then try it again in June. And I don't know, I want to keep trying and see if we can't get something out there, but okay, well, that's kind of the end of where we're finishing with our retreat. Does anybody have anything they want to add or change or do or?
Yeah, I have a question. I had in my notes that I was gonna come up with a couple of questions
Mhm.
for the icebreakers, but it sounds like you're gonna kind of lead that with you starting it off.
That's kind of what I thought is
I think
just,
that's good.
okay, because I was thinking about the 30-minute talk. Well, that's not going to work either. So I'd rather try to incorporate that and get us this jumping off point is what seemed to work best for me. But if you guys have another idea, I'm all ears. Let me know what you think. Bruce,
You saw the look.
I did.
Did we decide we're going to tell people to use the Q&A to ask questions, especially of the mayor and Counselor Harrison? Is that, we kind of talked about that, didn't we? Do I remember that right?
It's on my
Okay.
list. Q&A, any questions for the mayor? I didn't know if we wanted to ask them in advance.
We do in advance. Anything submitted in advance, he will take.
Right.
But then if there's others who don't and still want to, unless once he hits the half hour, we have to be done. Just
Okay.
to keep your meeting going for one thing. So
Exactly. So, how do we want to approach that? Do we want to add that to our message saying for our retreat that you're welcome to ask the mayor questions? If you want to submit them in advance, go right ahead.
yeah.
We could say if you submit them in advance, you get priority so that,
He may actually have an answer.
well, and then that might save time if,
Right.
if he answers 5 that were sent in advance and we run out of time, then anybody that raised their hand doesn't get it, but
Right.
those that thought ahead are rewarded, I guess.
Gotcha. Okay.
And my question is, do you want me to facilitate the Q&A, or do one of you want to do it? It doesn't matter to me.
I will let you because we might be answering questions. Things could be going back and forth. And so I think I would be more distracted trying to facilitate that. If you
Sure.
want to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, like I said, I don't mind, but if any of you prefer to.
It's good to have somebody on the side, doing stuff to help you make sure you don't forget something.
Yeah, no worries. I can do that.
That, Bruce.
Well, and the
Okay.
truth is, I mean, we may not have much time for any questions depending on how long he talks. So we'll just play it by ear.
Yeah, can we do the duck? 30 minutes are up, Mayor.
I'm not telling the mayor. Yeah. 30 seconds, Mayor.
Here's the hook.
He would
Give him
find
the
out.
hook. Gotcha. Okay.
I had on my to-do to do slides, and I did make like 4 of them. They're just really simple, but and so we can have slides or not, I don't care.
Okay, what's on your slides?
Let's see, they were real simple. Hold on. And one of the things we had talked, can you guys see the PowerPoint thing now?
Yes.
Yes.
I do.
So I just threw together this, and then I put a little agenda, but I didn't know if we wanted times there, if I had it in the right order.
Okay.
Looks right.
And then we had talked about, right, I think it came up that were we gonna consider putting on some kind of rules of engagement or guiding principles about the
Right.
meeting to set standards? I wasn't sure. I just put this as a placeholder, but I didn't know if we were still doing that or not. And if we were, what should these be?
Yeah.
I think you should. I think, Peggy, you should do that right as you call it to order.
I was going to say that sounds like the beginning.
Yeah.
Do you want this one before the agenda?
Yep.
Okay.
Right, because we have so many people on this call that we really need to control.
It'll get out of control pretty quick.
What do you want these to be? I can type them right now.
I do think you need to define the time allotment.
Right. And that
Yes.
was in this one. I was, in this whole getting to know you. I was just typing
Okay.
this while you were talking, right? What brought you to the LAC? What did you bring with you in your box?
Right.
So-
I think I before put 1 minute, but I don't care.
I should
2
send you
minutes.
my slides so that you
Oh,
can
yeah,
look at what I have on your slides.
totally. And
Good idea.
if you have a certain format or design you like better, I'm fine. This was like a
That's
last
fine.
minute throw together.
Nah, it's fine. I don't know that I have, I don't know, I can't see my stuff. Hold on.
Someone else was saying something. Was it Casey or Kate?
Yeah, I think I think keeping, for the rules of engagement, respect the time allotment. I think keep that general, and then on each event, like the getting to know you, you define the time allotment as a minute. And on the brainstorming, the time allotment is 10 minutes or whatever. So I think
Okay.
defining it specifically, or, answering, Mayor Paul's time is 30 minutes.
Okay,
And I think
Go ahead.
being very strict with that time.
Yeah.
We'll do the management.
I agree, and I'd also suggest instead of raise hand, do the Q&A, because this way I'll know the order the questions come in. And I could definitely miss a hand up and keep asking other people, and then they get mad they're not asked. You know what I mean?
right.
Where is the Q&A?
I have to activate it
Oh, okay, sorry.
because again, it's one of those settings like the chat that I keep turned off because of council. So for our meeting, I'll have it on. And then, do you guys want the chat? I would do one or the other, but not both.
Right.
I vote Q&A because the chat could get out of control and we can miss comments.
Yes.
I also
agree.
think you're going to have to explain to people where to find the Q&A very explicitly. Also, where to find that if we do the whiteboard, where to annotate it very explicitly.
Yeah.
And some people do respond better to it being written on here. So like, when you're on the part where, maybe have a slide for each event.
Each event? Okay, so like a slide for Adam Paul and then a time allotment, a slide for Karen Harrison with a time allotment.
Yeah, and then, and put on their instructions, and maybe it's the same thing, just the difference is Adam Paul and Karen Harrison. And it says explicit instructions on how to put your Q&A in, or how to access that function.
Okay,
A picture of a screenshot would be cool too.
okay, got
As a
it. I'm just
suggestion.
I
I
need to
know
put.
there's a technology concern.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
There is. Okay, I'm trying to get the correct Jamie address here.
It's the pie one. It's not pie, but I look at it as pie.
EPI, yeah. Okay, because the same one.
Oh,
I
that's
do every
funny.
time.
I never thought about my company sounding like pie.
Every time I email Jamie, I'm like, man, pie sounds good.
That's funny.
I don't know how to get screenshots of the Q&A at all.
I can do that for you.
Can you? That would be amazing.
Okay, I'm just gonna go in here. I'm sending you my.
This is just for
PowerPoint.
myself. Sorry, guys.
You'll be surprised at how close my PowerPoint is to yours, Jamie.
And then we also
Well, then
need
we were
a,
both in a hurry.
we also want a screenshot of how to use the annotate, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that I can do.
That one you can handle? Okay.
We'll spend
Mhm.
5-10 minutes explaining multiple times where to find it.
You know
Good
what I
point.
think I'll do? I will start the meeting.
I saw it.
Casey, I will start the meeting and I will let you go through the rules.
Okay,
Can that be your part?
sure.
Okay, let's let you do that.
What do you want to call them, Casey? Rules of engagement?
Yeah, I'm down with that.
There you go.
Got it.
With Casey. There you
Okay.
go. Okay. What do you want to say?
Casey pulls a
Casey's
smackdown.
rules of engagement.
What are other things we need to put here?
My son plays the drums, and I can put a drum track for when they need to stop.
You could do the
But,
symbol too.
Okay, speaker will call your name if there is a time for you to speak.
But keep your mic muted.
Ah,
Don't get
Oh.
the background.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's gonna be first.
Well, I would put if they aren't muted, I will mute them, and then the next time they want
Good.
to talk, they won't be able to. I'll have to let them. So, like, not as a punitive thing, but just so you know, if you try to then talk and you can't, it's because you're muted. So you need to.
But when you're not talking.
Right.
I was gonna say you need to tell us if you need to be unmuted, but that's not gonna work. So never mind.
Okay, so when it says the speaker will call your name if there is time for you to speak, what are we addressing?
Oh, I think I was adding when we thought there'd be like a Q&A so that
Okay.
people just didn't unmute themselves and start asking questions that they would, and that was before when I thought we'd have them raise hands, but
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah, if the speaker will call your name when it's your turn to speak.
When, yeah, I like that. I was thinking there was something else going on that I didn't know, but
No.
okay. When it's your turn to speak.
Because
Gotcha.
I was planning on, so like a question comes in and it says on there it's from Casey. And so when we're doing, I'd say, okay, Mayor, first question from Casey is this.
Right,
And that way no one really needs to try to come off and unmute if that works. And then if we end up obviously into a hand raising situation, then
right. And I was thinking with Casey's part, maybe we can say because there are so many people on this call, we
I think
need
that's
to
smart.
list the rules of engagement on here. So you
Yeah, you can put that in
understand.
the notes and I'll
Yeah.
say it.
Okay, good deal. Yeah, we don't want them to think we're just being bossy or, whatever. We're
Right.
just saying there's just so many people on this call
And it's
that we
such
want
a
to make sure
short
everybody gets a
meeting.
chance and we all respect each other's time.
Yeah,
Good
you
deal.
might remind them it's usually at least what, a 4-hour meeting,
Right,
4 to 6 or whatever.
exactly. And we have to cram it all in here. Sorry.
Okay.
I,
And
Okay,
it's online. Yeah.
right.
Okay. What else? What other rules need to be on there?
Time allotment allowed for activity. How will they know their time's up? What will we tell them?
I think someone needs to take the role of timer like the mayor does. I can do it.
Somebody's got to be the timer.
Except I'm
some
gonna come on and just start screaming really loud. I won't be nice.
Well,
like,
don't give yourself too many jobs too. If you've got to monitor all
Let's
the
say-
Q&A, I'm fine being a mean timer person. I mean,
Or that, or
whatever.
since you're going to be helping with the presentation,
Sounds
can
like
Nicole-
I need to, since I'm the one, I'm the enforcer, old enforcer here.
Okay,
I'll do it.
all
It's
right.
fine.
We got to tell them what it is, what they're going to hear when their time's up. So
Casey.
you can hear Casey be going, shut it.
Casey, and then put it in quotes, the enforcer.
Zip.
Well,
I don't know, a little bell or something?
I gotta tell you, it just occurred to me that Zoom needs to add a timer functionality to their meeting.
Yes.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That would be spectacular.
we have been talking about that. I don't know. if
Adobe
it's-
Connect has
that
that, but
you, but
that's
Yes.
a bigger deal.
Okay, good. right. So
I guess I'll
that's
ring the bell.
yell.
We
Or-
could have someone just hold up a timer to their camera. I don't know.
Do we have a bell? Do you have a bell, Casey, that you can ding?
I do. It's a bear bell, but it's
See?
a bell.
They don't care. It's a bell. At
Bell's
least,
it.
it's recognizable and
It rings.
yeah. A duck squeaks kind of, but I
Yeah.
like the bell.
I don't
Something
have a
will
duck.
work. Something will work.
Can you even see that? See, it's all shiny.
It's hard to see.
Eh.
Yeesh. Yeah. Okay. Anything
Any
else?
more?
So we've got the mic. Turn your mic off. Please use the Q&A section to ask, request to speak. Or can we say request to speak or ask a question?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would just say to ask a question.
Yeah, because
got it.
We don't want them thinking they can talk. I mean, they're already in control.
Okay, and then we're using the raised hand feature to ask questions.
No, I think we're only,
I think
we said not that we just use the Q&A, right? Or no?
Yeah,
well, I was saying at least during the mayor and
Karen.
Harrison, but you might just, I don't know. It's up to you guys because people might get mad if they keep typing in questions, but then sometimes those people want to raise their hand and then talk for a
Right.
really long time.
Is that, well, I'm thinking if we use the raised hand during the brainstorming, that might work.
Okay.
That
Can we
seems-
turn it
yeah.
on then?
Well, I
and
can,
have it
we
off
could, yeah, we could say that then, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, don't even mention the raising the hand right now.
Yeah. So maybe when we get down to the brainstorming session, now we're going to turn the raised hand feature on. And you're welcome to raise your hand. There's the brainstorming.
You put in that rules of engagement that technology instructions will be included as it comes up or something?
As needed.
I'm so sorry. What's that
Okay.
again?
That the technology instructions will, because that's the question that I would ask.
Will be provided as needed.
Yes.
There you go. So
Okay. Right. So, and you
yeah.
know, we might, depending on how the brainstorm goes or time, we might not even have time to have them annotate. So I think that's fair. It's like,
right.
if needed, we show that slide, but otherwise.
Yeah, because we have all kinds of abilities on this team. You know, I have people that need help logging in, then I have people that are on their iPhone and they're about 10 steps ahead of me.
Mhm.
You just never know. Okay.
Okay.
They would find it irritating to have you explain a bunch of stuff that they already or Zoom past.
Right.
Okay.
Zoom past. I like what
There you go. See,
Ah,
was that good?
Mhm.
So just to clarify, I'm sorry, the door prizes, we're just like introducing it as a concept. We're not sitting there and drawing numbers, right? Okay.
Right.
And then there's something in between here, isn't there, that I'm missing?
Let me look on my list here. Roll call, introduce mayor, speak.
Oh, door prizes, brainstorm. Oh, maybe not.
No, there is, because we're doing the, wait, no, get to know your members. Door prize let's say door prize instructions,
Okay.
because we're gonna tell them that they need to go to the office and get it. Okay, project brainstorm, like that, okay. So do we want to, okay, 6, let's see. So the
You should
Is that the
probably
right
go-
time?
Okay. The agenda has to go before Adam Paul. We have to call to order first. Then we have to do the roll call. So on your agenda,
Mm-hmm.
wherever it is it one of the first slides?
Is that, well, that's what originally we were saying. We should do the rules of engagement before we even start, but do we have to call to order and then we do the rules of engagement?
Yes.
Or
Yeah, we have
call
to
to order, roll call, rules of
do the
engagement?
roll call.
You know what you could do instead of calling roll, since this is not a meeting, I can
Uh-huh.
pull
Participant list?
yeah, I can pull the participant list and just put instead of, because that could take
Yeah, right?
how long?
Introduction.
Plus an hour telling them to unmute and answer
Or
when we're trying to.
technically, I could take roll while they're each sharing,
Yes.
True.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So my
Like-
call to order is just going to be welcome to the retreat, basically.
Yes.
So that's kind of where we'll be at. So that'll be my slide. And then Casey will do the rules of engagement. Should be the police officer.
Okay. So
Okay.
that,
good job.
that,
And then after that, wait a minute.
sorry, I'm moving fast.
Okay, so wait, the rules of engagement. And then we'll talk about the agenda. Is that what we're doing? Okay. All
And
right.
then do you want me to put times here or just on the segment? And is this overall time frame right? I had it in my head, it was right, but
We're giving Adam 30 minutes. We're giving Karen 15 minutes. 30 minutes, 15 minutes.
sorry, there's a delay whenever because I'm sharing.
I get to know your commission members in the box. Do 30 minutes on that. That should take 30 minutes. Get to know your members. Door prizes. Let's say 5 minutes just to not be weird.
Okay.
Kind of keep it rounded. And then the project brainstorm is whatever's left. What's an
I have
hour?
that
An hour
20.
15, 20.
Say 30 minutes. I mean, you got to transition and buffer time in there. And then if we have
So
more.
we have a 2-hour meeting. So, right. That should get us, and that should buy us a few extra minutes if we need it. If we have to you know, if somebody has questions for Karen or something like that.
Well, we're not, yeah, we're not even putting time in there to like share annotation features or to explain where to do the things.
Right,
So
right.
a
That
buffer is
gives us-
probably helpful.
Probably have 20 minutes to play with if we don't stick to the schedule. So we're trying to get people out on time because 8:30 is late. So yeah. Okay, what's the next slide?
That was a reminder for me.
Okay. So the next one is getting to know you.
And this, how long, do we want to say 1 minute? If we're only having 30 minutes for that, right?
Right, the getting to know you is the 30-minute session, and I start. So I just get to go quickly. Don't go over my 3-minute allotment,
Well,
right?
you
How
can,
how are you gonna call on each person? Are you going in alphabetical order? I've been on calls where each person calls on someone.
You know, I will say that. Let's do alphabetical order.
Okay.
I like that because otherwise you're waiting for your turn.
first
Or
or
we-
last name.
Yeah, so we'll keep Jamie in the loop on the alphabetical order.
Do you want me to call on people?
Yep.
Then you're kind of doing roll
Okay.
call. That
There
works.
you go. All right. Okay, Jamie will call on you,
This
right?
is for me. I can always remove that.
Okay. All right. So what's in your box? Got it. Okay, and then I gave you my slides.
I think on this
You wanna add
slide, you're gonna need to explain how to unmute yourself.
Oh,
Okay.
Maybe just at the bottom, like a little.
A little maybe put an asterisk down there says, please unmute yourself. Does that work?
Yeah.
sure.
Little asterisk thingy.
I can't spell.
I like that. I like mute with an E in the middle.
Unmute.
Answering the questions to the right. Okay. I'm tired. I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be punchy. Stop it. Become
Your
a
mice,
online
definitely unmute your mice.
It's like that curse whenever someone's watching you
Oh yeah,
type.
it's horrible when someone's watching you. It's almost impossible.
Okay.
Okay, so I sent you my presentation and it's just a slide. You can even just take the picture out that I sent and add it to your slide. Cause it's just a crop, it's just a, whatever it is, Photoshop picture.
Okay.
And then,
Oh, that's cool.
And if you want, once I have all the door prizes, I can do one big picture of them if you want to put that on the slide when you talk about them.
I like it,
Sure.
I like it. That would be awesome.
Sorry. Like, can I just copy this entire slide and put it over here?
Should be able to. I've done it.
That's great. Okay, see, my color is pretty close to yours,
Well,
actually.
that's funny. I tried to copy the whole slide and I just
Oh.
got the factors within it.
But the
There you go.
colors are.
Yeah. It's
That
funny.
works.
That looks good. Okay.
Do you want the my faith, family, and job, my concerns are water and cry, my talents and humor? Do you
Yep.
want me to show that
should be the
too?
that should be the next slide.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be shadowing the next one.
I'll change that. Hold
Okay.
on.
Yeah. Because yeah, the box is supposed to be shadowed in the back. We'll just kind of do that.
I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Ignore. That's
Gotcha.
my job.
So it's just
You
give
shouldn't
a
have to
good
be
idea
doing
of
like.
kind of where I'm going and where they can go. So some people
Yeah.
say, "Oh, I don't have anything to say." Well, you can mention it. Ooh, hello.
No, just ignore it. I'll deal with it later, but this should not be something
Nope,
anyone has to
I
watch
gotcha.
me deal with.
Nope, I understand. Okay, so now we've got my two in there, which is fine. Then we can start saying what's in your box and go around the room.
Hmm. We
And
can
talk
have this
about
slide
that.
up. We can have this slide up or this slide up when people are going
Yeah.
around the room.
We could either go back and address the first slide or put that as a second slide and not go back. I don't know. It's up to
I
you.
could probably combine these two
Okay,
if that
Gotcha.
helps, so that everything's
Sure.
on one slide.
okay. If it's not too crowded,
Like,
I
yeah.
kind of like it with just one little note on it. Okay.
Okay.
So brainstorming. Brainstorming is going to be talking about the list that we sent out to everyone. Hopefully you all read it. Like we all say. We're going to be reviewing. We're not going to actually be looking at the Excel spreadsheet, but we're going to be talking about things that we have done
Okay,
as well as things we want to do.
I'm just
So
noting this for myself.
I had a thought, and you guys can do what you want with this, but again, to maintain cohesiveness of the meeting, what if
Okay.
you use Q&A for this as well? And then I could read them out and Jamie could type them on the whiteboard or something like that.
Okay. So in brainstorming, I would mention the Excel spreadsheet and say, no, this is an important part of what we've done in the past. And there may be things that you want to readdress and maybe expand on and do a 2.0 version of things that we've done in the past, or there may be things that we haven't addressed yet that you'd like to have us as a committee work on as a grassroots project, or ask council if it's something they're interested in us doing. If you use the Q&A portion of the meeting, type your brainstorming question or brainstorming topic into the Q&A section, and we'll add it. This is when we need to start the whiteboard, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I cannot type. Sorry, I'm punchy too. Q&A. I mean, some of this is, yeah.
Right. Okay. So once we get all of this information, what do we do with it?
You could then make a word cloud out of it for one, show it at the next meeting or something, or
Okay,
that way you don't have to do the whole thing during the meeting, which saves you time.
right. So
And then that way you can boil it down by the top X amount of ideas, or well,
Okay.
word cloud won't work because we're not doing it that way. Never mind.
Well, I'm saying maybe in May's meeting, we bring the topics back and decide which group should address them. What do you think, Casey? I lost you, Casey. Are you there?
Yes.
Casey, are you there? Oh, there you are. Hello. So if we get, say we get 20 ideas, and some of them, with the brainstorming, we think are really good. So should we say, okay, once we get all of your information and your input, we'll bring them back in May and start dividing them up to teams? What do you think about that?
I like that.
Okay.
I do think it's something maybe we need to look at first in the executive committee.
Okay, right.
With the
That's,
tiers.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So in the executive committee meeting, well, let's do that. And then the other thing I want to do is, I was talking with Bruce a little bit, and we've mentioned it a couple of times, is that I want to have something to tell them about what we've presented and where it is. I want to go circle back around that in May. If we have anything earlier, that would be great, but I'm thinking we may not have anything, or maybe the mayor, that could be, I might ask him that question. So what have you done with this stuff? We've done a couple of presentations. Where's the city with that? That would be great to have him address in April.
So on that,
Okay,
there was a small failure between me knowing what to do next once council said they liked the project.
okay,
And so Andrea reached out to me, and because of that, I was like, where did I drop the ball? So on her fishing line, I've got them all connected, and a lot of stuff is happening there, but I need to figure out the REMP and then whatever the other presentation was that night, what the suggestions are, because generally, once you guys have got it through council and they approve it, just goes to staff and they do their thing. But
right.
I know staff has not been notified because I dropped the ball. So
So
need
May
to
is a
clean
good
that up.
time. If we
Yeah, I
wait
need to
a
clean
month.
that up as well. And
Okay.
then
What could happen in May is we could have a staff member come and address our group and talk about the rent project.
yeah, whatever I could get Jonathan to do that.
Yeah.
And
Tell us
also
where we-
once you have your list of brainstormed ideas,
Okay,
I think I should run those by all the directors to see if any of those are exactly the same as something they're working on. So we
excellent.
don't, so we don't run into that. Now, like with the neighborhood rides, it turned
Okay,
out staff was busy from a
right.
council directive, and so we've coordinated, and now it's a big effort between the neighborhoods committee and city staff. So that one's coming together nicely. So
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
actually awesome.
I
yeah.
love it. Wow.
Um,
So I'll work harder to make sure we're doing better coordination like this. I just,
Right.
again, learning on the fly, and I'm understanding things better every day. So,
Gotcha.
so
that's
yeah,
something-
let's not ask the mayor what they're doing, because he'll just be like, I don't know, Bruce,
Oh,
and then
don't
I'll have
ask
to
the
admit
mayor.
to
Okay.
everybody I screwed up. And
Oh, no, let's not do that. Okay, so like Kate in May, would that be something that you could talk about for a couple minutes at our big meeting? With your group and you know, tell everybody else how that's worked out?
Yeah, we will have, 2 meetings. The two city staff members are joining our April meeting, and then May, I could talk about it briefly, because we'll have had 2 meetings under our belt.
Right.
But we're
Not that you're
tickled.
done, but that you guys have coordinated together and be able to work that out. I don't know how many times that has happened with the city of Lakewood staff and the LAC. How many times have you been on the team where that's actually been happening? I've never seen that.
No.
So I think that's a rare bird, and I hope it's not a rare bird. I hope it's something that happens a lot.
And this is a particularly good example because we kind of were throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what stuck with this,
Right.
the Links project. So, we found something and it turned out everybody was interested. So,
Okay, great.
um,
I love it. That is, you know, it just means so much to me because that makes our committee so important and so special. And people look at that and go, wow, look what you did. I bet we can do that. You know, I know there's things that we can do. But yeah, okay, so let's plan on bringing that up in May and bringing up our brainstorming ideas up in May, and we'll get the list to Bruce. You'll have it after our meeting anyway. So we'll see how that plays out. What we think after our executive meeting in May. You
For
want to
the-
put it in May, Bruce, for and hand that around to say, you know, is anybody doing this after our executive meeting once we decide what we want to work on?
yeah, that gives me what, 2 weeks?
Yeah,
I mean,
okay,
I've got to be able to get answers back in 2 weeks. So
okay, all right,
seems reasonable to me.
okay, all right. I'm sorry, Casey, were you saying something or was that Nicole?
No,
Oh,
it's Kate.
sorry. I
sorry.
think I have a delay. And
Okay.
I didn't mean to talk over you. One other thing for the brainstorming session, should we explain, it seems like grassroots proposals sometimes get a little confusing for the group. Is this another opportunity to just say, this is, the grassroots brainstorming process. What
Right,
happens after this is X, Y, Z, it'll go to the city directors, then, then we have to do assignment language, then it potentially gets approved.
okay, so maybe what we should do is use that document that we have.
Oh, yeah.
And put that in there. Let me see, where am I
That's
at?
your flow chart, or
Yeah, the process chart.
I
that
think that's a
says,
good
you know,
idea. Revisit
Let's
that.
put the flow chart in. Do you have that, Jamie, or do
idea.
you want me to send it?
If you
I sent-
have it, go ahead and someone send it. And
Or do you want to, in the essence of times, I don't
you
think I
can
use that
tell
word
me
right.
and I can put it in later.
Well, my other thought is you could send it out to the group ahead of time with like all of their instructions to be prepared for the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
How busy this chart is.
Just a
Good point.
thought.
Oh, holy cow. Oh yeah, it's not too terribly busy. Ooh,
Interest of time. That's what I meant.
Mm-hmm.
okay. Well, yeah, we can definitely, yeah. If you're talking about time, let's send out a assignment process flow chart is what it's called. And add that to our email. That's gonna be a pretty good email there, Bruce.
We could, well, yeah.
I have 2 copies of it. One's a PDF, I guess. Okay, I thought. Do I have 2 versions? I hope not. Okay, so if we add that and just just let them have it, and we'll say, you know, we sent this to you in the email. We want to make sure you understand how the process works, and we can talk over it. For especially, we have what, 5 new people, and just go over it. And our new person is coming on, who is actually not part of the group yet.
Oh, yeah, by the way, though, he's totally into it. He'll
Yeah.
be at the meeting. So you need to
Okay,
decide
I'm in a
if
meeting. I'll be up
you
when it's
want to
over.
let him
You okay?
participate anyway.
Yeah,
Supposed to
I
be over
think
now.
for
10
him,
minutes?
it's gonna
Start
have
without me,
to
please.
be a observer.
Thank you.
I think he's fine with that.
We have to do. No, I can't. We gotta do Dad's.
Fully on board.
I'm the one recording. I can't leave.
Be sure that's where we're going. So, okay, let's include that in the process because our time is short. Okay, so what's next on the grassroots slide? Okay.
I just had a clarifying, so we're brainstorming.
Uh-huh,
So the sustainability committee already has a whole, 3 proposals. They're getting ready to, so just in terms of timeline, it's not like we'll be jumping on these anytime soon. I mean, all the committees have assignments. We're all busy, so just
right.
how to.
Well, I'm hoping by the time we end up with this information in May and June, that some of this stuff will be ending and we'll be needing to have something more to do. So I don't know if that's the case, but we seem to be moving pretty darn fast through some of this stuff. I don't know. We can hang on to all of these.
Well, yeah, it's always good to have in the
Yeah,
back pocket.
At least we have something in our back pocket, yeah, that we can call on. And plus your groups are all brainstorming too, so, and we don't know what city council is gonna send our way. So maybe we'll hear something about that from the mayor, who knows? But yeah, you never know. We'll see what comes out of this. Okay, we'll hang on. Basically, for May, I want to go over what we've already presented and how it's going. What we've come up with as a team and what groups we want to assign it to. And yeah, take it from there. If you don't have time to do it, do it when you're done with this one or something. I don't know.
I can stop
That's pretty
sharing
much the end
too.
of our meeting. And make sure we remind everybody to go to the office and get their door prize. Thank them all for coming. Appreciate it very much. And that should be a good meeting, I think.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I tried to mute when my daughter came and that didn't work.
Okay.
No, we heard.
Sorry about that.
Mine was talking when we first started, so she's gone. She's all good. Okay. Anything else anybody wants to add, or we think we're good? I think I put my agenda away. Darn it. I put it down on the bar.
I will
I'll
pass
get slides
along.
ready.
Go ahead, sorry. I'll pass along that, I don't know if you were all here yet, that we made someone an offer to become the new boards and commissions coordinator. And so I should know start date soon. I'm really hoping it'll be before the 21st so I can have them there that night to introduce.
Okay.
Really just scare the hell out of them on their, third day or something. So
Right.
no, they'll be fine. She's a great person.
We're a very hard group to work with, I think. So
I don't know. I mean, I've been fine. I think it's been kind of fun and all that, but we can't seem to keep someone in that position, which I find really weird. So I don't know
Wow.
if there's different expectations over time or whatever, but
Right.
she's great. You'll really enjoy her. Her
That's
name's
great.
Rosa Tate.
Rosa. Okay.
She actually she retired from the airlines.
Cool.
Took the buyout from Frontier, and that was like around July, and she managed to stay retired for about 5 months before she's bored.
Cool. We'll have a lot to
And-
talk about.
Well, we're excited about her because I think she'll like it, and I think she'll stay with us until she's
That was
ready
my
to really
favorite
be done
airline to
working.
fly. Frontier was my favorite. I
Yeah,
picked
so
Frontier all the time. I love them. They were great. They would gamble with us. They would take your ticket, your seat ticket, and put it in a hat with $1. And at the end of your flight, they drew it out and you got the money. Whoever seat that was.
Jeez.
that is
Especially when we
fun.
went to Las Vegas, they're like, let's start gambling now.
I gotta go, guys. Are we good?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Great meeting. Anything else,
Bye.
guys? We're done?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Talk to you soon.
all right,
you
thanks,
guys.
y'all.
Bye.